Maya's hands and smashed against the counter. Hot broth splashed across the wooden surface just as a man leaned in and instantly recoiled. He frowned at the mess. I'll pass, he said quickly, already stepping back. I'm in a rush. And just like that, he walked away, straight past her stall, straight into the crowded one across the street where laughter spilled into the air, plates clattered, and people stood shoulder to shoulder waiting. Maya froze, cloth in hand, watching him disappear. No one looked back, not a single person. Her chest tightened as she wiped the spill, pressing harder than she needed to, like she could erase what just happened. The street was at its busiest. Cars passing, voices overlapping, people moving like a current she couldn't step into. But her stall stood still, invisible inside motion. A couple approached, slowed briefly. The woman glanced at Maya's sign, then at the empty chairs. Doesn't look popular, she murmured. The man shrugged. Let's not risk it. They left. No hesitation, no second thought. Maya swallowed. I just opened, she whispered under her breath. No one heard her. A group of office workers passed next. One of them slowed, sniffed the air. That actually smells good, he said. Another laughed. If it's good, why is it empty? They walked away. Maya's fingers tightened around the counter edge. She adjusted the sign. Again. Straightened the bowls. Again. Lifted the lid to release steam, hoping someone would notice the rich aroma she had spent hours perfecting. This is good, she whispered to herself. But belief didn't fill empty seats. Time dragged. Every few minutes someone slowed. Every time, hope sparked. Every time it died again as they moved on. By late afternoon, the other stall across the street was wrapping up a successful rush. Laughter. Full trays, money counted quickly. Maya looked at her own pot. Still full, still heavy, still untouched. She sat down slowly behind the counter, opened her metal cash box. Coins, too few, not even close to enough. Her throat tightened. She closed it gently. A breeze passed through the street, flicking her sign slightly before dropping it again. Like nothing mattered here. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, she whispered. Then, a voice. Are you closing? Maya froze. Looked up. A man stood there, calm, unhurried, no distraction in his eyes, no comparison to the busy stall across the street, just looking at her. Maya hesitated. I haven't really had customers. Then I'll be your first, he said. She blinked. You want to eat here? If you're serving, he replied. Something about his tone made it feel final, not a question, a decision. Maya straightened instantly. Yes, of course. Her hands moved fast, careful, precise, like suddenly everything mattered. She served him. He sat down, took a bite, paused, took another. No reaction, no judgment, just focus. Maya couldn't tell if she was being tested or ignored. How long have you been cooking like this? He asked. Like what? She replied. With care. That word hit her harder than expected. I don't know, she said softly. Always. How long? Since I was young. He nodded slowly. This is very good. Maya blinked. Her chest tightened slightly. Thank you, she whispered. He continued eating. Finished everything. Every drop. Then stood. Placed money on the counter. Maya looked down. It's too much, she said quickly. I can give change. Keep it, he said. Why? You'll need it tomorrow. Maya frowned. What does that mean? But he was already walking away, blending into the street like he had never been there, like he was never meant to stay. That night, Maya didn't sleep. The words replayed again and again. You'll need it tomorrow. She didn't understand it, but she felt it. Something had shifted, and she didn't know what it was yet. Maya arrived earlier than usual the next morning, not because she expected anything, but because she couldn't stop thinking about him. You'll need it tomorrow. The words felt less like advice now, more like a warning or a promise. She set up her stall carefully, cleaner than before, more precise. She adjusted the bowls, checked the pot twice, then paused. The street was already waking up, footsteps increasing, voices building, life returning. But Maya noticed something she had missed before. People weren't ignoring her stall as fast. Some slowed, just slightly, not enough to stop, but enough to notice. A man passed, then paused, looked at her food, looked at the crowded stall across the street, then back at hers. Maya held her breath. He stepped forward. I'll try this, he said. Her heart jumped. Okay. She served him, hands steadier than yesterday. He took a bite, paused, looked surprised. This is actually good, he said. Then louder, better than I expected. A nearby passerby heard him, stopped. Really? The first man nodded. Yeah. That second person hesitated, then sat down too. Maya blinked. 2 customers, then 3, not a flood, but something new. Movement. Across the street, the busy stall slowed slightly, not enough to panic, but enough to notice. Maya worked faster now. Not rushed, focused, alive. Then she saw him again, the man from yesterday, standing at the far end of the street watching. Not the crowd, not the competition. Her. She felt her stomach tighten. He walked forward and sat again. Same calm expression. Same quiet presence. You changed something, he said. I just adjusted the seasoning, she replied. He shook his head slightly. No. Maya frowned. Then what changed? You stopped cooking like you were already defeated. That hit deeper than she expected. She didn't respond, because part of her knew it was true. More customers arrived, then stayed longer, then talked, then recommended her food to others nearby. Maya noticed something strange happening. People weren't just eating, they were returning. By late afternoon, she had her first small line. Not big, but real, visible. Across the street, the competitor's stall noticed too. Workers glanced over more often. Whispers started. Comparisons began. Maya's hands moved quickly now, but controlled. Each bowl felt like a step forward. Then the man stood again. I have to go, he said. Maya froze slightly. Wait, when will you come back? He looked at her. Longer this time. You won't need me much longer. That doesn't answer anything, she said quickly. He stepped closer. You already changed what matters. What is that? Belief. Maya frowned. That's not enough to fix everything. It's enough to start everything. Silence. Then he placed money down again. But this time Maya didn't look at it. She looked at him. Who are you? A pause. Then he said, someone who notices what others ignore, and walked away again. But this time something felt different. Not his disappearance, but the feeling that something bigger was approaching, something she couldn't see yet. By evening, Maya counted her earnings. More than yesterday, not enough to celebrate, but enough to notice change. She sat quietly. The street was still loud, but inside her stall, it felt less empty. And then she saw it. A man across the street recording, another pointing, whispering, then leaving quickly. Maya frowned. Something was happening, something she didn't understand. That night, her phone buzzed. A notification she didn't recognize. She opened it. A video. Her stall. Her food. The man eating. The stranger. Her hands went cold. The caption read, Unknown food stall with unbelievable taste. Who is this chef? Her stomach dropped. The video already had thousands of views, then tens of thousands, comments flooding, questions rising, sharing accelerating. Maya stood up quickly. What is this? She whispered. She didn't realize her hands were shaking. And somewhere out there, the man was watching it too. Maya stared at her phone. The video kept playing on loop. Her stall, her food, the man sitting calmly like he belonged there, and the stranger. The comments were rising faster now. This looks unreal. Where is this place? She needs to open a restaurant ASAP. Someone find her. Her hands trembled slightly. This can't be real, she whispered. But it was. By morning, the video had exploded. Millions of views, reposts everywhere, people tagging friends, influencers reacting, food bloggers debating. Her small stall was no longer small. It was being hunted. By midday, something changed on the street. People weren't just passing anymore. They were looking for her. Phones out, eyes scanning. A man rushed forward. Are you her? He asked. Maya blinked. Yes, he showed his phone. This video, is this your food? She nodded slowly. He immediately sat down. I need to try it. Then another person appeared. Then 3 more. Then a group. The street that once ignored her was now forming a queue. Maya's breath shortened. She started serving faster, hands shaking slightly, not from fear anymore, but from disbelief. Across the street, the once crowded stall was now half empty. The owner stood watching, confused, then frustrated, then angry. He crossed the street. Why are people leaving my stall? He snapped. But no one answered. They were all looking at Maya, at her food, at the stall that was invisible yesterday. Now impossible to ignore. Then Maya saw him again, the man, standing further back than before, watching everything unfold. But this time he wasn't alone. 2 men stood beside him, one holding a camera, another speaking into a phone. Maya froze. Something about it felt different now, controlled, organized, not random. She walked toward him. What is happening? She asked urgently. He looked at her, calm as always. You went viral. Maya shook her head. No, I just cook food. He nodded. And someone decided the world should see it. Her chest tightened. Who posted the video? He paused, then said quietly, I did. Silence hit her instantly. What? He didn't break eye contact. I've been watching you longer than you think. Maya stepped back slightly. Why? He finally looked away, just briefly. Because I test places like this. Test? He nodded. To find what people ignore until someone tells them to care. Maya's voice dropped. So I was a test? He didn't deny it. That silence was the answer. Her stomach turned. So all of this was planned? He shook his head slightly. Not your success. A pause. Only your visibility. Maya felt the ground shift under her emotionally. People were still arriving, still ordering, still reacting to it like it was something new. But to her, it suddenly felt different. Artificial. Exposed. She looked at the crowd, then back at him. So what happens now? She asked quietly. He finally turned fully toward her and said, now the world decides if it keeps you or forgets you again. Before she could respond, a luxury car pulled up nearby. Another followed, then a third. Men in suits stepped out. A woman with a press badge rushed forward. Are you the owner of this stall? She asked. Maya froze. Yes. We want to feature you globally, she said quickly. Food networks are already calling. Another voice shouted. This is trending in multiple countries. Maya looked around, overwhelmed. This wasn't her stall anymore. It was something else, something bigger, something she didn't recognize. She turned back. The man was already stepping away. Wait, she called. He stopped, but didn't turn fully. Maya swallowed. Why me? A pause. Then he said, because you were always enough. And then he walked away for the final time, gone. Not slowly this time, completely. Maya stood frozen. The cameras were still flashing. The crowd was still growing. But inside her, everything was still. Then one voice from the crowd shouted, live stream is trending. Another, she's all over social media right now. Maya slowly looked at her stall, at the food she once thought no one wanted. Now surrounded by people, phones raised, voices everywhere. And then she did something unexpected. She stepped forward, looked directly into a camera, and said, if you're watching this, don't just come because everyone else is. A pause. Come because you actually want to taste it. Silence hit the crowd for a second. Then laughter. Then applause. Then more orders. And in that moment, Maya realized something deeper. She was never invisible. She was just unseen by the right people. Hours later, as the crowd continued to grow, she finally allowed herself to breathe. Her phone buzzed again. A new notification. Your video is now #1 trending globally. She looked up. The street was unrecognizable now. But somewhere in the distance, she thought she saw him one last time. Watching. Then disappearing into the crowd like he had never existed. But this time, Maya didn't chase him. She just smiled and kept serving. If this story made you feel something, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment where you're watching from. And tell me this, was the stranger helping her or controlling the moment from the start? Because sometimes the people who change everything are the ones who were watching all along.